very excited to introduce somebody on our team who is super delightful and super awesome. Her name is Sophie Lee. She's going to introduce herself in just a moment here. She is our client success manager. A lot of you listening have probably spoken to her at one point on the phone. And she spends her days making sure that all of you, all of our agentpreneurs out there find great success in our platform. She's originally from London. She went to a British boarding school that was founded in 1563. And with that, I'm going to bring her on. And I told her that I might embarrass her with a bunch of British stereotypes and puns, but I actually didn't do that. So, Sophie, why don't you say hello to, I keep pulling up the wrong graphic here. Sophie, why don't you say hello to the agentpreneurs of ListReports?
Hello, agentpreneurs. It's an honor to be here speaking with you on Facebook Live today. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, Sophie, why don't you do this? Why don't you just give our agentpreneurs out there a sense for who you are? How did you make your way to ListReports, and what are you doing every day? And just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Great, cool. So, as Randy said, I'm actually originally from London, so I did grow up there. I went to school there, and as Randy said, I did go to an English boarding school. So very much like Hogwarts, we had houses. I was actually the head of house as a prefect. So really, really traditional English boarding school experience. And then when I was 18, I decided that I wanted to live in California, to live here my whole life. So I picked up and went to university over here in Southern California, and I graduated last May. So with that, I graduated. I found a job at ListReports in August. So the timing worked out perfectly, and then I've been full-time here since then. So yeah, like Randy said, I spend my days doing webinars, live trainings just like this one, and just really trying to help our agents learn more about the platform.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great intro, Sophie. And I know that everybody who interacts with you you're just super delightful and you're so knowledgeable about our product. And so I'm happy to have you. I'm grateful that you're able to do the show with us today. So here's what we're going to talk about. So Sophie is going to start driving here in a second, and she's going to take you through kind of a bit of a workshop. She's going to talk about the lead section and how to maximize that and how things make their way in there and all of the great products that drive leads for you and your business. And so with that, I'm actually going to let Sophie take over. So Sophie, you have the driver's seat now.
Great, cool. Thank you so much, Randy. All right, so like Randy said, let's go ahead and talk about leads today. So before we jump in, I want to kind of address the fact that leads and nurturing leads, capturing leads has been important for a very long time. But to this kind of during this spell that we're in, I'd say it's more important than ever to increase your social media presence, to nurture the leads that you have and to stay top of mind with them, so that once this is all over and things pick back up, you are the person that your leads think of right away when they're ready to buy or sell or do any of that stuff. So if you're not familiar, your leads tab within ListReports lies right over here on the left-hand side where my mouse is. And once you click into it, you'll see that this will house all of your leads that you have captured through a variety of different ways, all of which we're going to talk about very, very soon. But in case you didn't know, you can actually add your leads manually as well up here by clicking on this red button. So for example, you meet someone at Starbucks, you want to put their information in here and keep it as kind of a mini CRM. You can do that. Or, if you want to add a brother-in-law who's looking for a home, you can do that too, right? So before we move into exactly how these leads make their way into this section, I do want to talk about what you can do with a lead. So let's go ahead and take a look at this lead that I have at the top right here. I'm going to click on View. And today, I really want to focus on our just listed text alerts. So you'll see right here where it says alerts and this just listed section. This is a text strip campaign that you can set your clients up on to receive information via text as soon as something hits the MLS according to what they're looking for in a home. So it is a really easy thing to set up. I'm going to show you right now just how easy that is. And all you're going to have to do is hit this Create Now button right here. And you'll see that this will come up. You're able to type in a city or a zip that they might be looking in. And then you can fill out as few or as many of these preferences as you want. So I always go for, bedrooms, bathrooms. And then if you want to add any more details, you can. For example, we have what's most important to them. Maybe they have they want a really convenient area, whatever the case may be. And then you would just go ahead and click create. And then what that's going to do, it's going to fire off an email to them asking them if they want to opt in to receive those texts. And I'm going to show you right now exactly what the consumer experience is going to look like once you set them up on these. So let's take a look at exactly what your clients will get through text as soon as you set this up. So this is an example of what they're going to see. They'll get a text which is obviously really high engagement, really high open rate compared to email. People tend to be receiving and wanting information by text more and more these days, so you can be sure that they're going to be opening these. So this is what they'll see. They'll see a picture of the home right here that just listed. They will see a match score, which tells them how closely this home matches what they're looking for. We'll also show them the price, property details, all of that good stuff. We will also show them why this home is a good fit for them, right? It's got great schools, this many bedrooms, etc. And then down here, we'll also give them a handy snapshot into what the area is like. Is it walkable? Is it a convenient area? What kind of amenities are around? What schools are around? And what are their ratings? That type of thing. So everything they could want to know about the home itself and the neighborhood. And then, of course, at the bottom, we have to sneak in a little bit of co-branding for you and your loan officer as well, so that you can go ahead and stay top of mind, stay in front of them, and that they're able to reach out to you as soon as they're ready or if they're interested in a particular home. So those are the just listed alerts. They look really good, really easy to digest for the consumer. As I said, really high open rate compared to email. And it's something you can set them up really, really easily, and it will give them relevant information. It won't ever text them, happy birthday or anything like that. It'll be relevant, timely information. So those are the just listed alerts. I would really recommend setting clients up on them for if they're hopeful shoppers, people who are looking around for homes. Now, in terms of this leads section, just getting back to this for a little bit, there are a few different ways that leads can end up in here. So just to list some of them off, our list packs, which is our new product. If in case you haven't seen it, it's great. I'm sure we'll talk about that soon as well. But list packs has a lead capture form built in. So if anyone fills out their information on there, you will receive a lead in your My Leads tab. You will also receive a lead if someone texts your personal text to lead code on a property, then that lead will show up in here as well. Also, your single property websites. So in your single property website, you have a lead capture form as well. We try and throw that in wherever we can. So just as a reminder, I will pull up the property website right now. And as you can see, under this Meet Your Agent button right here, if you click on it, there is a lead capture form where people can give you their information. So as soon as they do that, that will also show up in your My Leads tab. Now, while I'm here talking about single property websites, I will show you our new addition to the marketing kit, which is actually the just sold version of the single property website. So the just sold version looks like this. It's really exciting. It says just sold right here. It has confetti all over it. So this is really great for sharing on Facebook once you've closed a deal, once you've made that sale, and to get the word out about you and brag a little bit, right? Everyone loves to brag a bit about their achievements. So really great. This is available to you in your account within your marketing kit. So once you've made that sale, this is a great thing to get out to specific leads or to post on social media. So with that being said, one of the last ways that I'm going to talk about that leads can make their way into your My Leads tab over here is actually through our premium shareables. And I know that Randy did an episode on this a few weeks ago, I think, and he went through how to use premium shareables, but I'm actually going to touch on that today. So in case you missed it, over here on your shareables tab, you'll see that once it loads, you'll have your daily shareable, which is what all of our agents have access to. But now you are able to go ahead and upgrade to access these 3 additional types of shareables. So today, I'm actually going to go ahead and just create an exclusive shareable. So by exclusive shareables, all we mean is that these are the 2 additional shareables you'll receive per week. So you'll get these on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm going to go ahead and share this one today. So we're going to go down here. We're going to choose our branding. I'm going to click on this. And let's say I'm with Century 21, for example. It's going to put this lovely border around. It's going to add my logo and my contact information. I can also add a tagline. This is my one. And then it is pretty much done and ready to share. So as soon as you go ahead and share this on Facebook, or you copy the link or something like that, if anyone clicks on your shareable, they will actually end up on this page that's going to come up. Here you go. So it blows up the shareable nice and big, and then it has a lead capture form in here as well, so they can get in touch with you if they're interested. So that is kind of the final way that you can capture leads into your My Leads tab. Randy, anything to add? Any comments, questions?
Yeah, no, Sophie, that was great. It was really well said. I think you should maybe co-host the show with me if you don't mind. So I'll give a feature on
Thank
this.
you.
A couple things I would like you to touch on. One is, why don't you show our agents out there how to actually add a lead from scratch? So we've got agents who are at home right now and maybe their leads aren't in good shape. Maybe they're not in a database yet. Maybe they want to add them to ListReports. Why don't you touch on that? And then if you don't mind, we didn't actually talking about this, but I know that a common question is the reusable short code. So do you mind touching on those two things for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start off with how to add a lead. This is really straightforward. As I said at the beginning, you can just click on this button right here on Add Lead at the top. And then you will see it's pretty self-explanatory. You're able to add the name of the lead. I'm going to add my own name for now. And then I'll use my ListReports email. And then you'll add a phone number in here as well. I'm going to come up with a random one. And we actually do have the ability for you to just set someone up on these alerts right from the moment that you're adding them into your database, which is really handy. So as I said, the just listed alerts right here, if I know that Sophie is interested in buying a home, I can actually go ahead and set up her preferences right now. If you don't want to do that, you can just click none and then add them. And then it will say success, and then they will be added to your leads tab right here. There you go. So we just added me, and there I am. So hopefully that makes sense. You can add as many leads as you want into here. You can't upload them all at once at the moment, but you can just add them one by one. And as I said, there are a ton of different ways they can make their way in here as well.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you, Sophie.
Yeah, no worries. So also to do with the reusable shortcode, should I go ahead and explain exactly how that works?
Yes, please. That'd be great.
Cool. So I'm going to pull up my sign writers in order to actually go through and talk about exactly how it captures leads. So I'm going to pull them up right here.
And you're in a marketing kit now, right, Sophie? So you
Yes.
actually navigated yourself back to one of the marketing kits that our agents
Correct, yes. So I opened up one of my marketing kits for one of my properties, and then I went in and pulled up my sign writers. So this is what mine look like. They will change for you depending on what your color palette is for your logo and all of that. But this is what mine look like. And I do want to say, before I explain this is an advantage of being paired with a loan officer. So if you're paired with a loan officer, you have the ability to create your very own custom text to lead code. Mine is keys for me right here, but I know a lot of people will use their name, something like Sally Sells or John Holmes, something like that. And that code is actually going to be the same for every single listing that you have. So as an example, let's say I have a listing at 123 Main Street, and I go ahead and I put my sign writer up out front, and a potential buyer drives past the home and they pull out their phone and text my code to that 800 number right there. What's going to happen there is ListReports is actually going to geolocate that buyer through their cell phone. And we're going to return to them the corresponding property website according to their location. We're also going to capture their phone number and throw it into your My Leads tab for you as well. So it will capture leads for you. It's really great because these sign writers are reusable. You can use them over and over again, and the code never changes. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, what if someone takes a picture of this and then they drive away? How do we know what property they're interested in, right? So if that's the case, and if anyone texts your code from anywhere and they're not by any of your listings, we'll actually send them a list of all of your active ListReports marketing kits. And they'll just click into the one that they're interested in. So they'll still land on this property website and you will still capture their phone number as well. Does that kind of answer
It does. That's
the
great. And Sophie, if you
Great,
don't mind, let's just go into the settings real quick for those who don't have one set up yet. And let's just show them exactly how
great,
to do that.
great question. That actually was my next move. So to set this up, you're going to go ahead and click on your settings button right here on the bottom left of your account. Then you're going to go ahead and click on this middle tab that says Marketing Kit Settings. And you'll see it says reusable shortcode. It will have a big red button here for you to click that says assign code if you haven't set it up yet. And then you can go ahead and type something in. And then going forward, that will be on everything. So I highly recommend, this is one of the first things you should do after this Facebook Live, if you have your loan officer, is to set this up, and it will do all of the work for you in terms of driving those leads. One more thing I will say about this is it's kind of like choosing a Gmail address, right? So if another agent already has your code, it won't let you save it. So get a little creative with it. Maybe get your initials in there or your name or something like that, and then you are good to go.
Fantastic. Sophie, that was great. I mean, the fact that that only took us about 10 or 11 minutes, I think hopefully shows how simple it is to do these things and how quickly you can get your sphere set up on just listed alerts and how you can drive more leads into the List Reports product. Sophie, is there
Yeah.
anything else that I missed? Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I would say set that short code up. It's going to do wonders for you. It's going to capture so many leads for you. That code, just if you didn't know, it's going to be on your sign writers. It's going to be on your flyers, your postcards. So it really will help you capture those leads the more and more you share these list reports materials. So stay on top of it. Capture those leads. Always be checking back in your My Leads tab, because you will be capturing leads from multiple places. Like we talked about, just to recap, list packs, there's a lead form in there. There's a lead form in your single property website. There's one in, now I'm going to forget, there's one in your premium shareables,
Yep.
and your text to lead code as well.
Anywhere and
So,
everywhere we can help all of you get leads
yes,
we're trying to do. So that's wonderful.
exactly.
Sophie,
Cool.
that was a very delightful and thorough overview. I appreciate you
Thank
doing that.
you.
For those of you out there who haven't had a chance to speak to Sophie, she does webinars and all sorts of cool stuff. So you'll have lots of opportunities to do that. Sophie, thank you so much for
Great.
joining today. Why don't you say goodbye to the
Yeah,
agentpreneurs
no
out there?
problem. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great Wednesday. I will talk to you all very soon.
Thank
Bye.
you, Sophie. Bye. That was fantastic. A great overview. I think hopefully you can see how easy it is to do this. This is a great time to make sure that you've got everybody set up on these drips and that you have technology working on your behalf in the background to make sure that you're nurturing your leads and that when they're ready, they have opportunities to reach out to you, to get in touch, to buy a home, to sell a home, or whatever they need if they just need some advice. So with that, we're going to wrap the show. Again, tomorrow we have Stephen Powell coming on. Stephen Powell is a top agent with a tremendous story. As he says, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So when you hear a story, you're going to be inspired and you're going to get to work and you're going to have your best year yet.